built by the decree of the king, where this prince was kept for years. A jailer and his tutor, the only contact with the outside world.
Resorting to my studies, I saw in them and in everything else that my son would be the most reckless of men, the cruelest of princes, and the most perverse of monarchs.
Oh, what a miserable, unlucky wretch am I! Please, explain to me, heavens, given the way you treat me, what crime I committed against you with my birth. Although, if I was born, my crime is clear. What else have I done to merit further punishment? Weren't others born as well? And if so, what privileges have they been granted that I have never enjoyed?
I wish to study whether heaven, which is incapable of lying, can somehow temper or soften its judgment, and won over through valor and prudence retract its predictions.
The prince was drugged, and upon awakening, brought into a palace where he was told that all of his deprivation and confinement were just a dream, and he was superior to all. He was in fact the prince.
Heaven help me! What am I seeing? Heaven help me, what am I watching? This sight provokes more doubt than shock. I, in a sumptuous palace, I dressed in fine fabrics and brocades, I surrounded by such distinguished and gallant servants. To say I am dreaming is an error. I know quite well that I am awake. Am I not Segismundo? Heavens, reveal the truth to me. What could have happened to my mind as I slept that I should find myself here?
Your Highness? My lord, allow me to kiss your hand, for my loyalty will be the first to offer you obedience.
This is my jailer. So how is it that you, who mistreat me in prison, now treat me with such respect? What is happening to me?
In the immense confusion of your new surroundings, your thought and reason must be plagued by thousands of doubts. But you need to know, my lord, that you are the prince of this nation.
You vile, contemptible traitor! How could you commit such treason against your father and by hiding me away? For in doing so, you have denied me my birthright against all reason and law. You have been a traitor to the law, a sycophant to the king, and a savage to me. Must the king, the law, and I, amidst such barbaric misfortune, condemn you to die? By my hands! Don't hurt him, my lord!
What's going on here?
Nothing, my lord. I just tried to kill that soldier.
You show no respect for his position?
It is in vain to hope I will show respect for his position. Why, I might even see you at my feet one day, for I still have not had my revenge for the unjust manner in which you raised me.
Well, before that happens, you'll find yourself asleep in a place where upon awakening you'll believe that everything that has happened to you, like everything in this life, was a dream.
Better to never awaken, great prince. You'll only find yourself destroyed, your love reversed, your counterfeit pleasures reduced to the shadow of life and the glow of death.
A proper prince is he who punishes tyrants. My jailer shall die by my hands. My father shall kiss my feet.
Great prince, your father, fearful as the heavens fear out the feet, that says he will enter at your feet, vanquish his own son, is attempting to deny your rightful authority. But masters learn the event, realizing that they have their own prince. So they search for you, where you are held prisoner, so that with the aid of their weapons you can break out this tower and recover your imperial crown and scepter, and stripping them from a tyrant. Freedom is within your grasp.
Vassals, I appreciate your loyalty. You can count on me. Sound the call to arms, and shortly you will see my immense valor in action. I shall take up arms against my father and prove the heavens true. Soon he will be at my mercy. Off we go to restore my reign.
Has there ever been a more persecuted father? Or a more disrespected king?
Your army? Now defeated, retreats in disorder.
The traitors have won.
In battles such as these, the winners always consider themselves loyal and treat the losers as traitors. We must flee from the cruel and inhuman severity of a tyrannical son.
Who's this unlucky soldier? He's fallen at our feet, covered in blood. Just an unlucky man who, in trying to run from death, ran right into her. So return to the bloody fighting at once. You are safer amid arms and open fire than even the most shielded of mountaintops. And thus, although you try to free yourselves from death by fleeing, know that if it's God's will, you shall die. You will die.
Consider that. If it's God's will that you will die, then you shall die. How easily we are brought from ignorance to greater understanding by this corpse that speaks through the mouth of an open wound. It's hemorrhage and bloody tongue that teaches us that all attempts to cheat fate are in vain. For I, in attempting to save my fatherland from sedition and death, have instead turned it over to the very people I was trying to defend it from.
Flee, my lord, and I shall guard your back.
No. If it's God's will that I die, and if death awaits me here today, I shall seek her out and confront her face to face.
My lord, what are you going to do?
The only thing I haven't yet tried. My son, you have me at your mercy. Humiliate me. Drag my name through the mud. Take your vengeance on my honor. For after so many warnings, fate shall honor its promise, and heaven will keep its word.
Illustrious court, witness to so many amazing events, listen carefully, for your prince wishes to address you. What is determined by heaven from the slate inscribed by the finger of God and encoded and imprinted on those immense blue spheres never deceives nor lies. The lies and deceptions come from the one who, wishing to use the information to his own ends, undertakes to decipher it. My father, who is present among us, in order to avoid the wrath of my character, turned me into a brute, a human beast. Thus, whereas my graceful nobility, gentle lineage, and fine character should have made me congenial and humble, my living conditions and upbringing were sufficient to cultivate a ferocious disposition. What a way to cheat fate! My father has ended up like the one who, threatened by a beast, woke it up, like the one who, fearful of the sword, unsheathed it, like the one who stirred up the waves of a tempest. And so, a father vanquished, a monarch crushed beneath my feet. But I, inferior to him in years, valor, and learning, shall succeed where he failed. Rise, my lord, and give me your hand. Now that you have seen your error, my neck humbly awaits your vengeance.
My son, such noble action has rekindled your presence in my heart. You are Prince